Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session on quadratic equations. In quadratic equations, today we are going to cover the topic of how to solve the quadratic equation using quadratic formula, and also we'll see what is discriminant and what is the nature of the roots. Okay, so in this, what is quadratic formula, right? So what is the general form of quadratic equation? The general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this is the standard form of quadratic equation. In earlier sessions, we covered how to solve the quadratic equation using factorization method. Now there is a formula we can use to solve the roots for the quadratic equation, that is x equal to minus b, which is the coefficient of x term, plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this is the formula. So why I write plus or minus? If we add with plus one time, then we'll get one root. If we subtract this value, then we'll get another root. So this is minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. That means x can be minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. This is one root. And the other root is minus b minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, so these are the two roots. So if we do using the factorization method or using these formulas, we'll get the same roots. So it is difficult to find the roots using factorization method all the times for all the values, because it will take time to find the factors and all. So this is easy. So just remember this formula: minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now, what is this b square minus 4ac? This b square minus 4ac is nothing but discriminant. It's nothing but discriminant in the quadratic equation and can also be denoted by capital D. Okay, so this value is very important in a quadratic equation because it defines what kind of roots the quadratic equation has. So the b square minus 4ac value is a discriminant, and that value, if the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, there are three possible values. It can be a positive value, which is greater than 0, and it can equal to 0, right? It can be a negative value. So b square minus 4ac can be a negative value. So now, if b square minus 4ac is a positive value, then that quadratic equation will have two real and distinct roots. Understood? So these are the nature of the roots, right? If the discriminant is greater than 0, then we will have two real and distinct roots. If it is 0, then we will have two equal roots. Two equal roots. And if it is less than 0, then no real roots. So if a quadratic equation is given, right, and if they ask you to find what kind of roots we will have, you don't need to solve for the roots. First, you can just find this discriminant value. If it's greater than 0, you can straight away say that we will get two real and distinct roots. If equal to 0, then two equal roots. Less than 0, that means no real root exists for that quadratic equation. So basically, the formula for the quadratic equation, the roots of the quadratic equation is x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, where b square minus 4ac is the discriminant. That discriminant can define what nature the roots of that quadratic equation are. So if it is greater than 0, real and distinct; equal to 0, equal roots; less than 0, no real roots. So we will see, we'll solve one equation using this quadratic formula. Okay, so let's take one equation, any one equation. For example, I am taking this 3x square minus 4 root 3x. I'm taking a little complex one. Okay, plus 4 equal to 0. So here, this is a quadratic equation where a is 3 and b is minus 4 root 3. Here the sign is very important, guys. This is not just 4 root 3. This is minus 4 root 3. Okay. The sign plays very key role here. And C is 4. In case this is minus 4, you should consider minus 4. In case 3x square, in place of 3x square, if it was minus 3x square, then A value you should consider minus 3. Okay. Now, first let's find the discriminant. Then we will know what kind of roots we will have. Then we will substitute into the formula. So discriminant D is nothing but b square minus 4ac. First, let's find that value. What is b square? Minus 4 root 3 whole square minus 4 into a is 3 and c is 4. So minus of minus is plus, and the value we'll get is a positive value. 4 square is 16 into root 3 whole square is 3. Right? This square applies to both 4 and root 3. Then 4 into 3 is 12. 12 into 4 is 48. So here 16 into 3 is also 48. So 48 minus 48. So discriminant, I got it as 0. So we know from our earlier slide. So what we learned, so if D is 0, discriminant is 0, then we will have two equal roots. So this equation has two equal roots. Now let's find those roots. So what is the formula? X equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac, which is discriminant, by 2a. Okay, so x minus b. So minus of minus 4 root 3. So that becomes plus 4 root 3 plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac we already found. So I just substitute this value. This is 0. Square root of 0 is nothing but 0 by, see, finding discriminant will help here as well in solving the roots, because you can directly substitute that value, whatever the value you got, in under square root. And 2 into what is a? 3. All right. So that means x becomes minus of minus is plus. So plus 4 root 3 plus or minus 0 means the same value by 6. So that means, can I write x as 4 root 3 by 6? Right? So 2 2's and 2 3's. So 2 root 3 by 3. Or I can also write as 2 into root 3 by 3. Can I write as root 3 into root 3? Right? I can. So root 3 and root 3 gets cut. So x is 2 by root 3. So it has two roots. So the roots of this equation, this quadratic equation, are 2 by root 3, comma 2 by root 3. So these two are the roots of the quadratic equation. So if you want to verify whether these roots are correct or not, what you can simply do is you can validate by substituting the x value, which is 2 by root 3, in this equation. Then you should get a 0 value. If you get, then the root that you got is correct. So let's validate. Right? So validation is always important, and that will give you confidence. So 3. Sorry. Hold on, guys. Okay, so 3 into x square. X is 2 by root 3 whole square minus 4 root 3 into x. X is what? 2 by root 3 plus 4. This value I should get 0. Right? If I get this 0, then mean the answer is correct. So 3 into 4 by 3 minus this root 3 gets cut. 4 into 2 is 8. Bear with me. Plus 4. This is 8. So then 3 gets cut. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. That means the value we got is correct. So we can say that the root, which is 2 by root 3, that we got for this quadratic equation is correct. Okay, this is how we can solve using formula, quadratic formula. Okay, so hope this is much easier compared to factorization method. Okay, let's move. Let's do another problem. Okay, so here, if you look at, right, so let me look at the problem. Is it possible? So here the quadratic equation is not given, a descriptive problem is given. We need to convert this into a quadratic equation and then solve it. So what is asked, is it possible to design a rectangular park? Okay, so rectangle is the hint, of perimeter 80 and area 400. So let's draw the diagram so that we won't get confused, right? So let's say this is the rectangular park and say its length is x. Okay, and the breadth is, let's say, y. So what is the perimeter? The perimeter is 2 times of length plus breadth, right? Perimeter is nothing but the sum of all the sides, x plus y plus x plus y. So 2 times of x into y, which is 80. So that's one equation. And what's the other equation? And its area. What is area? X into y. That is 400 meters square. Okay. Now, for the quadratic equation, we need only in terms of x, or one form, one variable. So let's find the value of y from this and substitute into that. So here, can I write x plus y as 40? Because 80 by 2 is 40. And from this, can I write y as 40 minus x? Now substitute this y value into this equation, which is x into y is 400. So x into what is y? Y is 40 minus x, which is 400. Now expand this. So this becomes 40x minus x square equal to 400. Now convert this into a quadratic equation form. So minus 40 minus x square plus plus 40x minus 400 equal to 0. Now multiply with minus. So x square minus 40x plus 400 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation. Now find the discriminant first. What is d? D equal to b square minus 4ac. So what is our b here? B is minus 40. So minus 40 whole square minus 4 into a is 1 into what is c is 400. What is 40 square? 40 into 40. 4 fours 16. Yeah, minus 40. Minus 40 into minus 40 is plus 1600. Minus 4 into 4 is 1600. So d is 0. That means equal roots, right? See, this discriminant is making our life easy. So d is 0. Now find the roots using our formula, which is x equal to minus b plus r minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. All right, so minus b. So minus of minus 40 plus or minus square root of 0 by 2a, 2 into 1. So can I write this as 40 by 2, right? Plus or minus square root of 0 is 0. So this is 40 by 2. So 20. So the x value is 20. So if x is 20, let's find y value. If x is 20, substitute in any one equation. So that is 2 into x plus y is 80, right? So x plus y was 40. Now, what is y? X is 20. So y becomes 40 minus 20. That is, y is also 20. So here, both the length and breadth, both are equal. So this is a kind of a square now, right? So yes, a rectangular park is feasible, and the length and breadth of this rectangular park is 20 meter by 20 meter. Okay, this is how we can solve if a descriptive problem is given. So first, if a descriptive problem is given, first what we need to do, first we need to understand how to transform that given description into a quadratic equation. So how we can do that? Rectangle is given, okay. Perimeter, we know the formula for perimeter, and we also know the formula for area. So no variables are given. We can assume like x and y, right? 2 into x plus y is perimeter, x into y is area. But we need quadratic equation in x variable. So find y, substitute into the other equation. So then you will get the quadratic equation. So from that quadratic equation, first find the discriminant. Here we got 0. That means 2 equal roots. Then you have x as 20. Then substitute and find the other value. So we got the length and breadth of the rectangle. So this is how we can find solve the quadratic equation and find the roots. So we learned in the quadratic equations both the methods, factorization method and the quadratic formula, using the quadratic formula. All right. Okay. So that's all for today's session. I hope you all understood this topic, and I'll see you next time. If you have any doubts, please contact me through my Urban Pro profile. Thank you.